Hello, how is everyone tonight? Welcome to the second part of Tutorial Tuesday, where we're going to complete this super cute gnome elf. Not just a gnome, but a Christmas gnome that we decided to make an elf after we talked about the different things that we had planned for that little pop-out section on the right. Hi guys, how are you doing tonight? I hope everyone has had a lovely day. So remember, if you have the cutter from the springtime, it's Maddie Lane's boyfriend gnome cutter. And if you don't have the cutter, then go back and watch the video from this morning. I talked you through how to actually print out a template from the Dots and Bows cutter site, and you can size it in any program that you have that does photos on your computer, whatever you're printing from. And I made mine just a little bit smaller because I wanted to scale it to fit my rustic wood carved wooden unicorn pull behind toy last week. So I downsized mine just a little bit. All right, let's say hello to a few people and then we're going to get started. Hello, Debbie. How are you? If you guys could take a second on whatever page you're on and wherever you're viewing from, rather, and grab this and share it to your page. That would help us get a few more people on with us tonight because this project is so cute. I cannot wait to see it, especially for you, those of you that have the cutter. Break that cutter out because you're going to have so much fun making this one. And it actually goes really quickly with just one set of one time through the dehydrator to let some stuff set up. Hello. I know we're all getting so excited. Hello, Miss Pamela. Are you passenger or driver? I'm a little worried. Hi, Jenny. How are you tonight? Hey, Mimi. Mimi, great photography. Beautiful cookies. Just absolutely gorgeous and great photography. I loved it. Loved it. Hello there, Phyllis. How are you? Barbie, how are you? Barbie, if you're still with me, can you put something in the comment area and just tell me for sure that your address has not changed? I'm almost positive it has not changed. I just want to make sure. I need to check on something. I want to send you something, and I want to make sure that that there's no adjustments to your address. Hello, Robin. How in the world are you? How are you doing today? You're going to want to go back and make this one, Robin. This gnome is so cute. Hey, Dee Dee. Hi, Kathy. You're super welcome. You earned it. Boy, that is beautiful. I hope you'll share that picture over into the Cookie Snack Attack group. Okay, perfect. Address has not changed. All right, good deal. All right, so this morning, you guys, we started looking at the template. And in this morning's video, quick recap, we talked about why I decided to cut it apart, different things that when I designed it originally for Maddie Lane's gnome boyfriend, different things I took into account and changed so that we could use this later, specifically Christmas. You'll see this Christmas we're using a lot of our spring, the classes that I taught after Cookie-a-thon, after I did the Maddie Lane gnome in Cookie-a-thon in the springtime. A lot of the extra classes, the cutters that went with them, we're using them for Christmas on Tutorial Tuesday, so you guys wouldn't have to buy anything else. Let's see, what does that say? Place to send it. I do know. You guys are funny. So watch this morning's video for a quick recap on printing this, sizing this, what you can do with this. But if you guys have a second, share the broadcast to whatever groups you're allowed to put it in, to your personal pages, wherever your cookie friends view from. It would really help a girl out. All right, so let's take a look at this too, because I think this is super fun. So we discussed this morning that I did not make the big floor piece and that I trimmed this off flat on the bottom. And also that I took that little tree piece that I cut loose and I cut it out in a couple of different sizes because my gnome is going to stand up like this. Okay, so what I have done is I have one layer that is the tree. It was baked separate and it was reversed for direction. Okay. This is what was actually supposed to be right here. And I just moved it over to make a baby gnome. And then this will stand up like this. And then on the back, just for extra stability and also so that the whole piece is finished all the way around and on the edges, the third tree, the third baby tree, or the third baby shape that looks like a tree or a gnome that was cut out. I've piped that to be a Christmas tree. And later tomorrow, when this is totally dry, before I photograph, I'll be attaching this right here just for some extra stability. And then I'll pipe along this edging, and I'll pipe a tree on the back of the gnome so that when he rotates for the little video I'm going to shoot, the entire piece is finished all the way around. But how cute is this? So I'm going to show you how to pipe this little tree. You can do it with a tipless piping bag or with a 352 tip, just a regular leaf tip. So I'll show you how to do this. This was done ahead of time just so the video wouldn't be so long tonight. And the other things that I had to do ahead of time, I did this little section of this hat. I've got the pom-poms that are just covered with the same little nonpareils that are on the tree to keep it simple. Okay. To keep it simple, I did the pom-poms covered in that. And then I piped my elf ears on both of my Christmas gnome elves because they have to be layered. And just this little ear right here, this is layer, dry, layer, dry, layer, dry, layer, dry. There's 4 layers on here to start to build the ear. And we have 1 more to do on top of that. Okay. Hey there. Let's see. Hi, Pamela. I know they're so cute, right? So, Barbie, I'm so glad you like this. I thought you might enjoy this. Hey, Kelly. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. So remember, one of the other things that I put out there, we don't have time to do it on Tutorial Tuesday, but if you get to watch the video this morning, and it was a really quick video, it's less than 30 minutes, so just speed past the countdown timer and start there because we dug right in. But remember, you can flip this and still use that cutter. And this piece that originally was for the shovel and was for the gloved hand right here, you can use this to make a bow that comes down here and then a tail here and a tail here and turn this into a girlfriend gnome for our Christmas elf. So you can make a girl elf as well. So let's get that last layer on the ear. And I would recommend as you're layering these ears that you pop this in the dehydrator for just a couple seconds, minutes, something, 5 minutes is what I put it in there for, to make sure. And I pulled that and snapped it because I want it to be pointy. I want it to have that nice point on the end. And this is just 18 to 20 seconds flood and outline combined consistency icing. But I would pop it in the dehydrator for about 5 minutes between each layer as you build up these layers, just to help it set up a little bit. Now I'm pretty happy with the nose. The nose is 2 layers. It was 1 layer and then it went in the dehydrator, then the second layer. But the ears, that's what's really unique on an elf is the ears. So I wanted to make sure that I've really got a lot of definition in that. And that's the biggest one. So it's the one I wanted to spend the time on, because if this one reads like an elf ear, then this one that's only 3 layers is definitely going to read elf ear to someone who's looking at it, right? And that's what we want. We want it to look like an elf ear. I'm just going to put just a little bit more icing in here. So it looks like his little ears curving over. All right, and this should be good to go. And if you're doing this, you shouldn't need to pick up a scribe, just a little agitation with the tip of your bag and work from the top of that ear down to the base and then pull the bag away and you should get a nice smooth line there. So cute, right? These little guys are good to go. So let's go ahead and jump on to this. Well, actually, you know what I want to do first? Because I want to do this tree like this. And I want to do the rim of this hat with some brown and some green. But first I want to do an outline up here. And then I want to do a wet on wet technique. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do, let me get that centered up for you. That looks pretty good. I'm going to use a white flood consistency icing. I was making so many colors this afternoon because I have spring and summer projects on my table already and videos I'm recording. And so I was trying to get all of the icing for everything done all at one time. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is really, this is a lot of icing. This is more icing colors than I've had sitting on my little studio table in quite a while. All right. So I think I want to outline this in green though, to keep my whole Do I, or do I want to do, yeah, I think I want to do red. Let's do a nice red outline because we're going to have a lot of green on the cookie because it's an elf and it's forest themed. You know, we've got all of the leaves and stuff going. So let's do a red outline. And I apologize, but because I've already stacked these and I needed to do that because I broke my big cookie, I'm going to be turning this a lot tonight, more than normal. So I'll just have to work in this direction, but I needed to get this in the dehydrator this afternoon because my cookie was so soft it broke in half. And did I tell you earlier, I think I used maple praline from More Than Cake for this one. And it is delicious. These cookies with that maple praline flavor in it, sometimes I just bake off the scraps from in between the cookies. I just do a whole platter of those because they are so good. Well, I should finish that thought. So the maple praline cookies, sometimes I'll just take the scraps, I'll put them over onto another cookie tray, sprinkle it with cinnamon sugar, and then just bake them off that way because then they're delicious dunked in hot tea. I mean, just absolutely out of this world delicious. All right, so I'm just doing a nice red outline. The other thing I should mention is after this cookie was all sealed together to give it some good structure, it went into the dehydrator. It was all set up. I pulled it out and then using Everclear and Elite Emerald from the Sugar Art, I coated all of the edges so that you'll see green all the way around in case everything's not covered. Let's see what's going on here. Debbie, you like it already? Awesome. Hey, Karen. Hi, Myra. Thank you, guys. Hey, Julie. I'm glad to see you here. I am live right now. So I'm glad you're with us because I was just checking on you earlier. I was having a conversation with somebody that's a very good friend of yours in our cookie group. We were talking about something else. And I said, have you heard from her? Because I haven't seen her in a couple of days. I just wanted to make sure you were okay. I get worried about you guys when you don't check in. And it's the holiday season, so it's lots going on for everybody. All right, so we're going to do our outline. Okay, but I'm liking already. I got some nice striking red there. So I'm going to do flood this whole area in red. When this is rose red, it's my favorite red to use at Christmas time. And it's an elite color, not a master elite, but an elite color from, well, it might be master elite actually. You know what? Because it used to be an elite color, but now it might be master elite. Let me see. Because I have everything over here. Yeah, it's this. It's an elite color. But it's a beautiful, beautiful Christmas red. I mean, I just really love it. Hey, Cindy, if you're watching tonight, I have on my baseball shirt that your niece made for us for CookieCon last time. And this has got to be the softest shirt on the planet. This thing is wonderful. Hi, Janet. Thank you for joining us tonight. Debbie, do you use this for Christmas too? So I use a lot of the Sugar Art Emerald Green. I just make up bunches of it, pop it in the freezer, and I use a lot of Rose Red. And oddly enough, I use a lot of the Master Elite Black at Christmas time too for outlining or different designs. And then that black I just carry over into New Year's. And any extra red I have, I just leave it in the freezer and start using it for Valentine's Day. I have Elise. Is that how you say your name? That's so pretty. Thank you for joining us tonight. So I'm just doing a thin layer. I don't need this to be really thick because I'm going to do a wet on wet technique on the hat, but I do want the red background so that we have some different colors popping since we're turning these other little extra oops, I'm a little low. Turning these other extra pieces into trees. I don't want it to be totally heavy green. All right, so I've just got a nice layer of red. I'm going to take my Boo Boo stick thingamajiggy, just kind of anchor it in that cookie and then give it a little shake. I don't want to pick it up because my cookie's weak. My cookie's weak. I broke it earlier. So I'm just going to give it a little shake. And then when I need to shake the other way, I'm going to turn the cookie so that Can keep it going. There we go. And see how easy it settles out? One little air pocket after all that. Look how beautiful that flood is. Don't you guys just love it on the nights? I should say days because I'm not team no sleep anymore, but it runs into the night. But anyway, don't you just love it when your flood icing is perfect? Like no streaks in it, no bubbles, doesn't take forever to settle down. You're not using a scribe all over the place. Like, it's just perfect. It's just like, oh, yes, that night. That's fabulous. Let's see. Oh, yeah, clients and cookies. Debbie, you don't have any? You're not sure? Hello there, Sandra. How are you? Nicole, I'm so glad you like it. Okay, so let's talk about that. I actually freeze them. Flood gods are with you. I know that's what everyone says, right? So I freeze it right in the piping bag with the end tied off, and I can fit 6 or 7 of those piping bags into a freezer safe Ziploc bag, and then I put that freezer safe Ziploc bag into an airtight Rubbermaid container. And then when I pull it out, I only pull out one bag at a time, let it come to room temperature, and then because it's the saturated colors that I freeze, I don't usually freeze the other colors because anything else that's lighter that's left over, I usually turn into dark green or black. So I don't want to get into all that tonight if you're new, but I can explain that another night. But those colors, pastel colors, light colors, usually end up going to black and then getting frozen. So I pull it out one bag at a time, and then I put it into a bowl, give it a good stir, and go from there, and then rebag it. All right, so I have some white flood here. I'm just going to purge the tip. And I have, this is supposed to be thin, but I don't know if it is. I'm going to go with this really light green. This is a mint green, and I'm going to cut the bag tip to about a 2-point opening. And I'm going to do a little, you could make this look like a package if you wanted to, but I'm going to do a little wet on wet drag through here. You could do stripes. What I'm doing right now, you could just do this and leave it. On a night where your flood is good, you might change a whole design because it looks so nice when you get to this point, right? I've done that before, like been like, oh, it's perfect flood. I'm not dragging through that. It looks great. But tonight I want to do this just so you get the idea of what you can do with it. You could also do a line this way and put a bow here if you wanted the top of his hat to look like a package. So lots of great ideas at Christmas time that would look so cute for this little guy. And this is my little guy gnome because I'm planning on doing the little girl gnome if I have enough extra dough tomorrow. All right, so really it looks like 2 white stripes. You can barely tell in this dark lighting. He's so cute, you guys. All right, you vote. Should I drag through it? I could do the drag over here just to demo that, but I mean, that's kind of like, I don't know if I want to drag through that. So you tell me. You tell me. Yeah, try this red color because it's awesome. Tell me if you want me to drag through it or if you want me to leave the stripes. Don't drag through it. Okay, I'm going with you, Nicole. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's just, sometimes it just turns out so nice you don't want to touch it. All right, now I have a 352 just leaf tip in here. If I'd had a smaller one here at the cookie studio, I would be dropping that in the bag. Like as tiny as possible is what you want right now. I'm just purging the tip on a paper towel since I used it earlier to make sure the icing isn't dried up in there. There we go. Just takes a little bit to get it going again. All right, now I'm going to do 2 things. We're going to use our brown icing, and we're just going to do some curly cues. Try and stay in frame for you guys. Let's see. Can you see that okay like that? What if I do that? Can you see that? I'm going to do some curly cues down along here just in case it shows through. And then just curlies. It's thick brown icing. Okay. just for underneath. And it can go all the way down to the nose because this is going to be the border of our hat, and usually a gnome's hat. And this is a gnome elf. Normally the hat, hey Sarah, how are you? Normally the hat sits right above the bottom of their nose. So we just got our little squiggle going on. We've cleaned up our piping tip from using it earlier. And the only thing I'd already piped is that one tree in the top of this hat. So you'll get to see this now. So I'm going to come right along here. Well, yep, that looks good. Feels a little clunky though. I think I'm going to just clean the tip out. I don't like it when it's super thick. I just want to make sure I don't feel any clogs. Might just be that the icing's been sitting here for 30 minutes, but it feels thick to me. There we go. And I'm running out of paper towels, and I forgot to get my reusable one for tonight. I don't know what happened. I got so excited working on this earlier and getting all the little pieces together for you. So there's some stuff in the other room that I normally grab. All right, so let's just keep turning this. And we're going to change the angle of our little leaves. And this is going to become the side. But I have to get it down to where it touches his nose. And I don't want to wait too long to do this because I don't want to cause surface cracks in my red icing. Because, right, my red icing's perfect tonight. So we don't want to put too much weight on here. We got to go all the way across. And you notice these are bigger than these. It's because I'm pushing a little harder there. Look how cute. He is adorable. Just put a couple more little things right here. I just want it to barely touch his cute little ear. All right, then let's go ahead and come over here and let's, do you want to do the wet on wet technique over here, or do you want me to finish this tree with this same piping and just put sprinkles? What would you like to do? Oh, look, a lot of you said don't drag. Okay, Myra said no, Kathy, Barbie, Nicole. All right. Kelly said no drag too. Okay, so over here, this tree, do you want me to finish it with this piping bag, or do you want me to do a wet on wet? Wet on wet. Okay, so let's go with that. Let's do a white background. I need my white flood so it'll stand out. We want it to stand out up against all this green, right? Now, somebody already messaged me and said, hey, you're going to do a class with this one. I'm not, because anybody that took the spring, there's enough of the techniques. I'm just basically changing the design. There's enough of the techniques that you guys have already done. I feel like if you just break out all of your stuff and practice, you will get this lickety split. Like seriously, no problem. Probably even flash it up a little bit more, make it a little bougie, right? So I'm not going to do a class because we don't have time to squeeze in another class. And I think, honestly, if you just go slow, make some notes, watch this morning's video, watch this, I think you guys can figure most of this out on your own. And you know I'm always around if you have questions. I try to get back to everybody as quick as possible. All right, now tomorrow, though, having said that, if you need something, I'll probably be able to get with you before 10 and then not again until after 4, okay? So tomorrow, if you need something, it will not be as quick as normal in reply. All right, so I have that 18 to 20 second flood outline combined consistency. Hey, Sabra, how are you doing tonight? Hey, Paula, how are you? Those ears. I know. I love the elf ears. They're so cute. All right. So let's take our flood consistency red and let's go. I don't want it curling on me though. So let's go this way. We'll go like this. I'll try to put a thicker stripe. It looks better when it's a little bit wider with this technique, but I don't want it to look like a candy cane. It'll be fine. Don't worry if that's what you're thinking. You could turn this into a candy cane really easy by doing a little Franken cookie action over here. You could even make it a light post, but I'm going to do a tree because I want to put a star on the top of it. But when we do the dragging action, you won't see any of that. I mean, you won't look candy cane is what I was trying to say. Sorry. So I'm just going to come right below the red and I'm going to put some mint green. I do not have any flood consistency dark green, or I'd probably put a stripe of that as well. This is going to show up well. Hello, Creative Cookies and Pops. How are you doing tonight? Let's just see. Do I have anything else I might want to put on there? Another color? No, I think that's it. I think that'll be fine. All right, now I'm going to turn it this way because I want to end up dragging to the top. So I'm going to start right in the middle, and I'm going to come straight up and pull out the top so that my point is shooting off the cookie, right? I don't want to drag in and make it look like it's crimped there. Hey, Dawn, how are you? Let's see, Mimi, where are you at tonight? You're driving to Vegas. Oh, fun. Oh, I'm so glad. And you get to watch because you're the passenger. That's great. Hey, it's good to see you tonight. Thank you for watching. All right, so now I'm going to come in down here because I don't want to mess up my point. Right on this cookie, it really reads elf when there's lots of pointy things on it. So we have pointy ears, and then we have this pointy part of our tree. So I'm going to drop down a little bit and pick this up and then go down the cookie. And I'm going to also drop down over here, and you're not going to really be able to see it, but right where this green stops, I'm going to run the fondant needle, and I'm using this makes a difference too, you guys. I forgot to mention this, but I'm using a really fine fondant needle versus the wider tip on my thingamajiggy to do this because it's a small area, and it really does make a difference in what this ends up looking like. Now I'm just going to come back this way on the outer edge. You guys are fine. Please come over here and lay down. Come on, you're fine. Come get into bed. Come lay down. Yeah, Anna. I told you Anna is the one that whenever I'm live streaming, she decides we need to do something else because I'm not talking to her. But she's settling down okay. And don't worry, you guys. Just know that this is just my video studio. I never make cookies from here that I sell to anyone. All of my food safe stuff and things for customers are done at my store. So I don't want you to get the wrong idea. This is my play studio and where I create and design. Now, how about a little star for our Christmas tree? So remember this thing I showed you that I picked up at Hobby Lobby? It's just got all kinds of stuff in it. Let's pull a star out of here. You can use other sprinkles. This one, I just brought it in that day to show you guys what a good deal it was because it was already 60% off. So I'm going to pull out a little gold star. We're going to do that up top, and I'm going to take care to line up that point so the point is shooting off the cookie because I want to keep all that direction, all that motion we created on a flat surface. We don't want to wreck that by turning something the wrong direction. Now, what do you guys think about ornaments of little gingerbread men over here? Oh, over here. Maybe like 3 tucked into this tree. Do you like that? Anybody? Let me know what you're thinking. I'm thinking 3 would be plenty, or maybe just 2 and then a gold ball because I have these really pretty gold balls. What do you think about that? I also have little trees. We could use tree ornaments on the little tree since it's not a traditional tree. Somebody let me know in the comments what you're thinking. Oh, and you know what? Look how cute. Let's see if this will look good over here. We have holly. No, I don't like the green on green. Hold on, let me think. What else is in this box that might look really cute there to give him a little something? What about a candy cane? Barbie, you're saying yes, do the gingerbread guys. You like those? I don't like that either. How about a snowflake? Would a snowflake look good? These are new snowflakes this year. I've never seen this big of a snowflake stencil with the pattern in it. It's so pretty. What about that? I think that looks cute. What do you guys think? Yep. I'm going to tuck that in so he has a little something over here so it's not so much green by that cute elf ear. Isn't that the sweetest little snowflake though? Tap that in. I like that. Okay, good. I like that. Let's put a couple gingerbread people over here. We don't need a lot. Do you see how far this box would actually go, you guys? When I tell you this would go a long way, even though it's not like tons of ounces of sprinkles in here, it will go a long way. Let's put 2 of these on. I think one down here, and I'll just kind of put it on like that and then let it settle into the icing. And how about we do one up here, and we'll turn him the opposite direction, kind of tuck his head in as well, so it looks like an ornament. You know how the ornaments flare out from the trees? How about one little gold ball just right in here to finish this off? Isn't that so cool? So we have this nice, I think we need another gold ball. We have this nice wet on wet technique using a couple of colors for the background. And then we can put some sprinkles on here too. Like, that's totally fun. One of these up here, and then I think we're done. All right, you tell me, do you like that? Good, good. All right. Have to look on camera so I can see what you're saying, because I'm seeing it in an angle like this. Let's get this straightened back out. All right, so tree's done, hat's done. The tree for the back of the cookie that's going to make it stand up and just give it some extra security is done. I did do his feet ahead of time because I wanted to make sure those didn't crater. And now what I would like to do, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make him have a little scarf right here. That's what I'm going to use this for. So it'll just come down like this. Probably put some fringe on here in a minute. Let's give him a little scarf because his beard's going to cover everything else pretty much. Okay, so let's do that. For a scarf, let's give it a couple little stripes. The icing is good. The bag tips are cut small, so it's easy to work with this tonight. Except that keeps curling. Why? Let me turn it this way. We'll just work with it. Make it work for us. Let's do some like little, just little bits of fuzz down here so it's separated, right? And then we'll pull that off so we have a nice point. Okay, now it's time for the beard. I think I pulled out a very small piping tip. Let's see what this is. It's very small. This is from Hobby Lobby. It's a number 16, and it's tiny. It's a tiny open star. And it is smaller than the one we've been using in the class for the last couple classes, because this is a smaller cookie and that other one is just not going to cut it. So now I need my thick white icing. And I'm going to cut the end of this bag off. That's why I waited on this, so I could do this last and not have to rebag. I'm going to make this made a sleeve, and I'm just going to put this right down in there so I could switch the star tip out and use it for several different things. All right, now here we go. Oh, you know what? I'm going to use my thick brown, and I'm going to do squiggles for his hat edge because I want his hat to have a border. So I'm just going to make like a little grapevine wreath right in here, since this is a real woodsy little elf. Real woodsy gnome elf. I'm going to use this brown. I like that. You guys like that? All right. Now it's beard time. He needs some clothes too, though, doesn't he? Do I have any? I think I want to use the light green. Use the light green because it's really pale. I'm just going to put a little bit of this light green over here to finish off his clothing, right? And I don't want the beard to be the whole cookie, so I'm just going to use a little bit of this, like he has a robe or something on, right? Fill this in. If you weren't here this morning, then you didn't hear my announcement. I will not be live streaming a tutorial on Tuesday, but I hope to have a surprise for you on Monday and Tuesday. Hopefully I can shoot some videos where I'm going to be so that you will feel included. I like to include you when I travel. So hopefully that will work out as long as I have internet access. You'll see me. It just won't be with a tutorial, but I got to be real honest with you. Don't think you're going to be a bit disappointed about what I'm going to show you. I don't think you're going to mind one bit. Let's cover this up so it looks like his whole shoe's covered. Like his garment is coming down over his feet because that's just cute. I think we need to give this little guy a foot, and I want to do all of these little detail things before. But how about we give him red shoes? You want to give him some red? I have a thick red. that I haven't used yet. Let's give him some red slippers. If I had thought about it, I'd have brought my Rudolph sprinkles home and we'd be giving him Rudolph slippers. But he only needs one foot over here because his other foot is behind his little kid, right? All right, let's just give him some nice shoes. Sweetie pie, come lay down. You're fine. You don't need anything right now. You don't need anything. Mom's on with her cookie friends, so just come sit down. You'll be fine. All right, let's give him a red shoe. So cute. Doesn't this just scream elf with these colors too? Okay, let's see. Hey, Cheryl, how are you tonight? All right, it's beard time. Let's pull him down a little so maybe you can see the whole cookie. All right, there we go. I should be able to make this work. So I am just going to do stars. I'm not going to do curly cues because on this little guy, because he's so small. Red shoes. Good. Barbie, you like that? You like that decision? I'm going to do little tiny like starbursts, just like I'm piping those little flowers we do in the springtime for this beard, because I'm going to do curly Q on this side. So even though they both have beards going, we want them to look slightly different. Now, I really want to try to get straight up and down 90 degrees on top of this so it doesn't look like it's coming off his face. So you're going to see my hand for just a little bit. And I'm also going to put bigger starburst down that center just for filler, and then pipe the little detail up around it and around the shoes. Anna, please come over here, honey. Amazon must have just made a delivery. My little Anna only weighs 10 pounds, but boy, she thinks she's a big German Shepherd. She hears any noise and she is all over it. Come on, come lay down. You did your job. There's no one out there. You're fine. I'm also going to go back on the baby gnome, and I'm going to use a red 4mm. I'm going to use a 4mm candy to put a little mouth in on him, and then I'm going to use one of the bigger reds that I have to put a little mouth on the big guy. All right, here we go. Let's turn that around. We need to do it while it's wet so it sinks in, though, so that it doesn't look weird. So let me look in here. This was my miscellaneous nonpareils. I've got plenty of like 4mm reds in here. So let's drop a little mouth in for him. There we go. Good, looking good. Okay. All right, now let's finish the big Santa beard. Now this is going to be trickier because this is so small. We're gonna have to do more of these threads. So what I'm gonna do first is just big starbursts underneath for filler so that my hand doesn't cramp up. And then I'm gonna go back and do the swirls and the mustache. But before I do that, let me grab the red from my Hobby Lobby box. I'm gonna grab a 7mm red for this guy, for his mouth, okay? Come lay down. All right, here, so don't worry about this. This is all just filler. It's not meant to look like anything. I just need to get some underneath it and up next to the other cookie. And I won't be standing this cookie up until tomorrow morning. But putting the beard all the way up against this other cookie that's on top is going to really cement it in place. I think she hears do you hear the train? I think the train tonight, the Amtrak, is late, and I think it's coming in now. Usually it's the commuter train. Can you believe it? I live out in the sticks, and we have a commuter train that goes to DC every day from here. But it seems like it's a little late today. It's a lot of noise out there tonight. All right, so starburst all underneath the bottom for filler. All right, come on. Now, under here. That's enough. All right. I'm just going to get up next to the nose. All right, so I've got all starburst on my beard, but now what I'm going to do is drop my large candy into place right beneath his nose there. I'm going to sink it a little bit. All right, and now I'm going to do some shell piping. So I'm going to squeeze from the tip, let it anchor, push it forward, and then pull it back, and then whip it up. Squeeze and let it attach. Push it forward as I'm squeezing. Continue to squeeze, but a little less pressure. Pull it back and whip it up. And I'm going to do his beard, okay? So cute, right, Sally? So anchor it right over here. Squeeze, push forward, get that nice poof, and then pull it up. You see that? Now I got to turn it. I'm sorry. Got to turn it a little bit. I've got to kind of do this backwards. I don't want to cover that other elf ear. Anchor, try to push it forward, and then bring it up a little. And this one I'm going to have to manipulate just a little bit because, and it's nice thick icing, so it's possible, but I don't want to end up covering his whole ear. So I want to take a little bit of that off. So I'm going to pull this. Anna, honest to goodness, you do this every week. Everyone else stay put. No, the rest of you stay put. Go do your thing. No. Hurry up. You stay put. I'll take you after. I'll grab her in a minute, you guys. She just needs a powder break. All right, let's turn this back. Now I'm going to try to spiral this because I've got really good icing tonight, but I don't know if it's going to work. We'll just see what it does. Sometimes you just got to try things on the fly when you know you're having a good icing night. All right, I'm liking this. Do you guys like it? Let's finish out right here, just a little bit lower. And I'll use my scribe just to pull that down a little bit. Oops. Pull that off. Should we give him, you guys have a second and respond over in the chat field while I grab Anna, but should we give him a little ear hair? You think our gnome would have ear hair, like not be tailored and groomed? I don't like that right there. I'm going to pull this down a little. I want it to look a little more curvy. He's so cute. All right, hold on. Let me just grab them. No. Lucy, come on. Let's go. I'll be right there, guys. Tell me if you want me to give him any ear hair. Come on. Get in there. No treat. No treat. No, no treat. No. No. The girls probably want you to have a treat. The ladies are saying probably give you a treat, but you don't get one. Okay. Yeah, I just got Anna back in. She's not. She's 15. You like him? Sally likes him. Priscilla's saying yes. I really like him. What tip? A number 16 from Hobby Lobby. Can you guys see that? It's a tiny open star tip. It's smaller than the one we've been using for class. All right. No ear hair. Okay. We'll keep him tailored looking. He's pretty cute, right? All right. Hey, Dawn. Hey, Jenny. Kathy, you like him? Charlotte, are you on the train? Barbie loves him. Julie, I'm so glad you guys like him. So let's talk through a couple of things that you're going to need to do if you want it to be finished all the way around. And when I shoot my little video tomorrow, you'll see that he is. But one thing that's going to happen is when this tree is attached, I'm going to pipe the whole back of the cookie as a tree, just like this, and put the beads on it. I may do it in a slightly lighter shade of green and a darker shade and kind of split it up to make a scene on the back, but I am going to make a scene on the back. And then this tree, it has the green for the painting, but I'm going to come in here on the back side, and when I do the leaves on the back side that I piped like this, like an inverted chicken beak or an inverted V, I'm going to do that around so that they fall over to kind of come over this little bit of our cookie area, okay? All right, now, is there anything else you guys want me to do to him? I think he looks just about perfect, just like this. I like him. Let's see, you like all of them? I'm so glad you guys like it. And it actually wasn't a very long tutorial tonight, right? So don't forget, if you want to downsize the size of the Maddie Lane gnome, you can print the template, print out, save the file from the Dots and Bows website, the silhouette they have on there where they sell the cutters, and then resize this on your own computer using one of your photography apps or wherever you manipulate or crop photos. Print it out, cut it out, and then do your manipulations with it to hand cut your cookies just in case you don't have it. But this is what we have ended up with tonight, which I think is cute as all get out. If I can find my reindeer sprinkles tomorrow, I'm going to add a reindeer to his little foot down there, and this is for the back. But this piece and this piece are exactly the same. I just flipped one direction and one the other to make the stand for when he stands up. And this one is the same thing. It's just a tiny bit taller. I left the bottom attached to it so that I could put feet on it because I wanted some different heights. All right. Yes, watch part 1. It's a really quick video, Charlotte. We kept it really quick, talked about the template, how to adjust it, how I changed the design way back in the spring from the shovel going across this way to coming this way so that I would have this to use at Christmas time to either make a ribbon for a girl or to do this to have elf ears so we could have an elf gnome. But isn't he sweet? And we have little elf ears here too. And I may tomorrow when it's totally dry, because I'm not doing it now, I don't want to wreck it, but I may go back tomorrow with dogwood. Dogwood elite color. It's definitely an elite. It's not a master elite from the Sugar Art. And I may just do some shadowing in his ears. I'm going to try to zoom in so you can actually see the detail on the ears. So I may do that tomorrow so that you can really, do you want me to just show you the whole cookie close up like this? Let me show you both of them. That might help you a little bit. So here's the baby tree with the piping. And see that little flare at the top with that tip? And that's just, I think it's a 357. It's the inverted chicken beak. You can also just do it with a tipless piping bag if your tipless piping bag is stiff enough. So we've got this. Remember, I painted the sides with Everclear and Emerald Green from the Sugar Art before we ever started, just in case I didn't want to finish piping the sides. All right, and then this guy, let's look at him close up. So we've got these feet. These feet actually are a good 1/4 inch. I layered and layered and layered. And let me show you something too. I really like the hat too. I'm really glad we didn't drag the hat because I like the drag on the tree. It almost makes it look like Christmas ribbon. But let me show you something about the those feet. You know, people have a lot of trouble with cratering, but this might help you if you don't want to create royal icing transfers. Let me show you what I did for this. Let me show you in... I'm going to show you in red, though. I think it'll show up better on camera. So with my thick red icing, I made a ball. Okay. And I just piped straight up in the air. So can you see how far that's off the cookie? Then I went back and I piped a second ball right next to it once I tested that my icing was good. So it's like I've got 2 red eyeballs next to each other. Can you guys see that? All right, well, this icing was just right on the money enough that I could take my hand and I could tap down those tips and kind of make these 2 balls, one oval, right? Then I came back. It's going straight into the dehydrator after this. This one isn't, but the black feet earlier, this is how I did them on the cookie. So I have this built up underneath for like support. And then I just came right over with my flood icing and piped right on the top and let it run off the sides so that it looks like this layer was all piped, and it was all at once, but it looks like the whole thing was piped together. And the reason I did that is because if I had just done that thick icing or I had just done this flood icing and built, there's much greater chance of cratering. Whereas I'm using the thick icing as my base, my flood icing over the top. And if my flood icing is just right, It's just going to go over the sides. Just don't go all the way to the bottom because you don't want a pool of it. You want to stay right around the top, and then gravity's going to take over and pull it down. As soon as it's smooth, pop it in the dehydrator. But you can see, like, a couple more seconds, this would be ready. See how it does it? It creates it all on its own. So that thick icing, it's just a faster way to get through your royal icing transfers. And it's also so that when you're piping layers, you don't see this ring of icing and then this ring of icing just stacked. That flood actually went over and covered the lower layer. So I got nice round feet on this. All right. So here we go. There's our tree with a few gingerbread ornaments. We've got our baby gnome. He's cute, right? We made our pom-pom ahead of time. Would you guys like to see another trick about the pom-poms? And then we've got our cool hat. I like the hat done like that. I like that little snowflake. We've got 2 different sizes for the mouths, so that's spot on. A little bit of grapevine. I'll show you a trick, but only if you want to see it. Otherwise, we can end the video. And then look at all the detail in his ear. So once we dry dust that ear and these 2 ears, they're just going to really pop off this cookie. All right, let me move this. Oh, and I also wanted to tell you about something else tonight, you guys, because I don't want to do a whole nother video for it. So Walmart.com, if you get groceries delivered, probably at Sam's Club too, because this is Sam's brand. So they have this little calendar. It's like $6.70 or something. This is 12 days of Belgian truffles. And it's like supposed to be a little advent calendar. But you know the little gingerbread houses that are pre-made that you buy at the grocery stores that you do with the kids at Christmas time? So I found something quite by accident because I ordered something else and this is what they substituted. So I'm putting my little tree and my little gnome into the dehydrator just so nothing sinks on me. And then I'm going to show you how to make that pom-pom. But let me finish the thought on what happened. So I ordered another Christmas candy. And I guess they were out of it, and I forgot to mark no substitutes. So they sent me this little, and it is little, you guys. There's only 12 little chocolates in it. Let's get this in here. All right, that should be good to go for a while. So I took this out so you could see it because it's a small box. It's not a big box like our Advent cookie boxes, okay? It's little. It's, in fact, let me just show you with the ruler. So it's a little under 6 inches wide and just a little over 7 inches long. So these chocolates are 1 inch, maybe 1 1/4, 1 1/2. Nope, 1 1/4. But in here, these are the perfect size. No judgment. These are empty for a reason. And I got this a week ago. So I've been doing a good job holding out. But these are the perfect size. If you grab one of these, there are 6 different designs. There's Santa, reindeer, Christmas tree, a lighter chocolate reindeer, a white snowman, and a penguin. But they repeat twice. But these are great to put on your gingerbread boards. They're just the right size. They're super cute, 100% edible. So they would be really fun to pick up if you're going to do a gingerbread house with your grandkids. So let me pop this back in here. Not to mention that they're delicious. They are really good. But the sizing, when I saw what they sent me, I was like, what is this? This is not what I ordered at all. Then I realized I hadn't clicked the substitution button. So fine. Okay. My bad. I didn't do that. But then when I opened it, I was like, yep, another happy accident. Hold on. I got to put it in from the bottom because I opened some of the doors. They're not easy to get out. If you want to really use it for an advent calendar box, though, they are not easy to get out of the little doors. They don't just pull right out like our cookie boxes. But super cute. And they'd be a great addition to your candy embellishments on your gingerbread houses. Nothing. You get nothing until I'm done working. So get under there. I'm about to have one of those puppy mom moments where what they do get is a little swat on their behind. Not enough to hurt them, guys, okay? But enough to let them know they're misbehaving. Okay. Oh, you want to see the pom-pom? Okay. Thank you for keeping me on track. Okay, here we go. Kathy says yes, too. So I know I love the ears, Camille. The ears are so cute. I seriously thought about, I should make a cutter and have Allison, I should design a cutter and have Allison print it and just make elf ears with like some little holly on the side, and that be a cookie for this year for Christmas. But I didn't get to it yet. I'm not in December yet, so I'm not saying it's not going to happen. It might happen, and it might come in on a Monday Night Madness or Monday Mad Scientist, whatever. But they're pretty cute. Pretty cute little cookie. All right, so remember, this is my jar of nonpareils, and then I also mixed in some white and some red 4mm pearls. Not many, because they're really heavy compared to the nonpareils. And I have my jar full. Now, you know how we all like lose our minds when we start pouring nonpareils over stiffer icing when we're trying to make pom-poms for different cookies and stuff, because they go bouncing, and then we're like, I hate this, I'm never using nonpareils again. Okay, so purely by accident, a while back I discovered this, and I think this is a good time to share it with you. So I need to put this in a fresh bag. Drop this right down in a fresh bag. This is my thick white icing. So, you know, it's really always a problem because your icing, if it's too thick, then like if it's thick enough to pipe a floral, it's generally too dry for anything to stick to it. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to cut this off at about equivalent of a number 4 round circle tip. Okay. I'm going to push this down into my, now look, if your icing's not thick enough, you will ruin a jar of nonpareils. This will be a big problem. So please make sure you're using thick icing, okay? So I'm going to push it down into the nonpareils. This is very thick icing, and I'm going to start to squeeze. There we go. You see it? So I've squeezed in there one. There's only one, okay? And then I'm going to get this handy dandy contraption that Sally OL, Sweet Sally from Florida, gave me. Have 2 of them. And I'm going to go down in there and I'm going to pick this up. All the nonpareils fall through. Flip it over on my hand and look at that perfect pom-pom. And I didn't lose any nonpareils all over the cookie studio that I have to clean up. Look, isn't that beautiful? Do you want me to do it again? Do you want to see it again? So then I just put this on parchment and I put them in the dehydrator because I don't want to risk them getting flattened. But look at that. Perfect. And coat it all the way around and no mess. Now, if you use this technique, please say you saw it here and get a few people to come to our cookie group, because I like it when our group grows. You like that? Yep, let's do it again. It's got to be thick. Isn't this the coolest thing? I was like, I'm so tired of cleaning up nonpareils and things bouncing. So I thought, what's it going to hurt? I got these last year. It's just a little jar from this jars from Michael's. So look, straight into the jar. I'm not pushing yet, okay? I'm just putting the tip in there. It's about 1/2 inch down. And I just start pressure piping fast, 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 fast. You see? Give it a little shake. You need to have something where you can pick it up, but that the nonpareils will stay in the jar. So something grooved that will fit in your little jar. Have that planned out ahead of time. Flip it right over in your hand and look at that. I was actually started playing with this to make round ornaments for a gingerbread house. I wanted them to be round and be covered, but the icing had to be stiff to do this, right? To do what I wanted. And do a really big one. I'll show you how big. I got a pretty big one out of here earlier today. But your jar has to be full. But look, isn't that great? Look it, and just scoop it out and let it go right through there. So you basically need a small slotted spoon. Look how big this one is. Can you see how big that is? It's pretty fun. I don't even need one this big, but seriously, it's royal icing and it's nonpareils. If I put a little piece of edible ribbon in here, I'm able to move this. Let me put it back in there so it gets that last little part so I don't get any icing on my hand. But because the icing is stiff enough, look, I didn't let it sift, so I lost some beads. I can mold this. I can mold it in my hand like doing a cake pop if it's stiff enough with the beads on it and get a nice curly. So you're welcome if you win a gingerbread contest because I just taught you this cool trick. Just say you learned it here at Cookie Snack Attack. But look, I'm sculpting it because it's covered so it's not sticky, and I can make 3-dimensional balls and then just have your paint tray. You could put this down in a paint tray and it'll stay curved. Let me show you what I mean. Like this. You can use one of these deals from the dollar store. You don't need anything expensive. Or you can use those sphere trays, but drop it in there and just make sure it stays rounded because the weight will pull it. And then pop it in the dehydrator. Look at that. Cute, huh? All right, there's your fun tip for the night. I saved it till the very end for everyone that stayed with me. I'm up to what? How many subscribers? What does it say on YouTube? I thought there was more than that on YouTube, but YouTube is new for me. YouTube's just started this year. But you guys, please share the page and use the invite button on Cookie Snack Attack. We're like 14 people away from 2,900, so we have a real shot of meeting 3,000 by the beginning of the year. It'd be nice to start out 2023 with 3,000 people in our little cookie group. Be fun. Barbara, welcome. All right, so I'm going to pop this in the dehydrator. I hope it would work on your Santa hats. However, Sally, if you choose to do this on your Santa hat, it's going to stick out. This is about 1 inch. This is really, really deep. It's really big. So you can use it, but I don't know if you'd really want to use it on your Santa hat cookie. The way we did ours where they were flat on the back. Okay. Let's see. I love going straight in the jar. And by the way, you can also do this if you want to make ornaments with the jimmies. You guys know what jimmies are, right? The long sprinkles. You can do this in a jar of jimmies too and get like a crazy fuzzy ornament. You just have to break the jimmies up a little bit. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's tutorial of our Christmas elf, our gnome elf. And I don't think I have anything else on the schedule that's planned for this week. But if I have free time this week, I'm going to pop on. I have a couple other things sitting to the side that I want to demo for you using the new moldable royal icing. I have a couple things ready to go, and I want to show you a couple tips and tricks to make that work better for you. But it's a holiday week, so if you can't join me live, you can just watch the replay, but I want to get it recorded this week because next week I'm gone most of the week. Do I have anything else sitting here I needed to tell you about? Oh, yes. Let me tell you about this while you're still with me. If you have not signed up for this class yet, please sign up for this. It's on December 3rd, so you have plenty of time to do it. You can hand cut the cookies, but our candy nutcracker class is on December 3rd, starts at 4 in the afternoon in our Facebook group. And he's so cute, right? He has a cupcake hat with a special candy. He's got his cute little nutcracker face, his body, and then we're doing a special technique on his boots. All kinds of cool stuff going on with that. So there's still time to get in on that. Loved it. Thank you, Paula. Barbie, happy Thanksgiving, and happy Thanksgiving to everyone else. I hope you enjoy your time off and your time with families. I'm so glad you liked it. All right. So make lots of fun stuff. Make Christmas happy. Give away lots of cookies. Make lots of cookies for sale. Plan so you can make more profit if you cookie for profit. Okay. Don't get behind and become part of Team No Sleep and ruin your holiday, okay? So anybody else that wants to say happy Thanksgiving, type it over there and I'll flash it on the screen. I'm going to end the video in just a second. It's great to see you guys again tonight. Appreciate y'all so much. Hope everyone is safe and happy and travels safely if you're going anywhere, okay? And then I'll see you a couple other times this week, but they're just going to be random times. I won't even post. I'll just send you a text that I'm going live, okay? All right, I'll catch up with you later. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Thanks for joining me tonight. Make sure you sign up for text alerts. Bye.